Good morning. This is another morning. I couldn't get my intro to start. So, hi, intro. I could sing for you, but yeah, it's too early. I don't feel like singing. Good morning. Uh, Hi, everybody. So, Lisa Fry, My Mystical Life, and the Mystical Moons in Defiance, Ohio. We had a great visitor yesterday. We got to meet the folks from Ordinary Pioneer in White House, Ohio, which was delightful. It's so wonderful to meet down to earth spiritual people. It just is. It feeds the soul. It feeds the soul. So I was so excited. Christina was in there with them. She came in with them, and they did a little video online. It was fabulous and very exciting to meet new people in the spiritual community in our area. That's good coffee, I think. Did I do something wrong? I mean, I changed out the coffee grounds. Hirsch the Shadow Reader, good morning. Good morning. So, but that was it was a wonderful day yesterday. I went into work for a little while, and then I'm back, home. So I do go into work after 2 o'clock today, and I have some things I have to remember to do. But I'm deep into right now. Good morning, Kelly. Doing some more T-shirts. I let our T-shirt supply in the shop go low, so I ordered something like 9 dozen T-shirts last night to start getting our T-shirt stock back up to where it's supposed to be. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have the art put together, and then people can pick the T-shirt color and size they'd like. I think that's a better way for me to go with doing T-shirts. I think, I'm not sure. It just gives one more thing that the people that work have to do, though, and I'm unsure. I have to talk to the peoples, which is Ashley and Jansen. You sent me a message. I'm sorry. I was outside tinkering yesterday. I will check my messages in a little bit, Kelly. I ended up outside trying to put together the rest of the tool, the laser thing. So working on that, having a good time with that, and starting to get some T-shirts together for Lilac Festival, stuff like that. Oh my gosh. We have so many things going up. And guess what time it is again? It's fishing season. People are like, fishing season? Seriously, Lisa? I know I'm the bad one in the family. I am the one that goes, it's a beautiful day. You want to go fishing, baby? And before you know it, we have all of our stuff in the car and we're heading to the marina. I hope you're feeling better, Katrina. Yes, sciatica is nothing to sneeze at. It hurts like hell. Absolutely. Paula, good morning. I'm having a wonderful morning. Hi, Becky. How are you this morning? Okay, something exciting happened. I remembered to bring my cards home. Now, that doesn't sound like a big deal, right? But my cards, and I'm not saying my personal deck of cards. I do have a deck of cards. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but I do. I'm going to get them reprinted because I'm not crazy with the box. And that was something that I discovered yesterday when speaking to Paul. He gave me the print of a box, so I'm really excited about getting them reprinted. Good morning, Nancy. I'm really excited about getting them reprinted in a much more professional box. Very excited, very, very, very excited. But I've had my cards, my personal cards, tucked away in a box because I hadn't unpacked from where we had gone to an expo. And I know it sounds silly, but man, I missed my cards, my own personal decks of cards. I missed them because I have a bunch of them, but they have to link. Do you guys understand? Do you guys have that one thing that is just like simpatico for you? That's just fits with your energy? How many of us fight and just use the thing that's there? Which I have been doing, using the thing that's there because it's available. And I know, I know that I should be, where did I buy this? How did it get on my desk? That I should be working with my own personal tools because they make me happy. So don't fight happiness, for crying out loud. We do that, don't we? We kind of go, I'll just make do. make do. I'm getting to that point in my life where I just want what I want, and we've worked hard for it. So that's how we could come about having the laser. That is one of those things that I went, you know what? We worked hard, and I want what I want. And I sound so spoiled. I am. I'm so spoiled. Absolutely. I love my husband. He loved me. And we want to do some traveling. Good morning, Kara. Okay, so don't settle. Work towards what you want. Get it. Make it yours. This is life for us. We live every single day. We only live once? No, we live every single day. We die once in this lifetime, but we live every single day. So make it yours. I don't know why that's the thing for today. Make it yours. Don't settle. So many people settle. I see people that are like miserable in their relationships or miserable at their job. And it's a cycle, you guys. Be happy. I want everybody happy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. It's funny, I hear the song Bright and Shiny. Anybody know where the song Bright and Shiny comes from? Bright and shiny. You guys have a clue where that comes from? It's an obscure reference. So if you don't get it, whatever. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Everybody's like, what? Divine timing. Good morning. What's the movie? Come to Yankton, South Dakota, and do a show. Paula, I actually like South Dakota. I like the Dakotas. We've driven through them several times. We've stopped. We've done the Badland thing, and all the tourist things. I like a road trip. Thank you, Kara. It's the big teeth that came with the mouth, which I have a lot of mouth. Good morning, Vicky Roop. Okay, so let's do a whoop whoop this morning. If everybody could share to either your feed, invite a friend, share to a group. Don't share to Knitters Anonymous. They don't care. Mississippi, are we gonna start doing a tour, you guys? Mississippi. I like Mississippi. My brother just moved out of Mississippi. He had a house in Diamond Head. He had a house in Diamond Head, and he just moved to Florida. So that was my Mississippi. I did get to go stay there for a minute, for like a long weekend. It was beautiful. Bugs. Bugs. He traded my Mississippi bugs for Florida bugs. And we got to go to New Orleans. We got to go to New Orleans, and I'd been. It smells like urine. It's just this urine Biloxi. Lots of bugs. Yeah, and next year we plan on doing with the My Mystical Life gathering. This year we're doing Sedona, right? It's right down here. We're going to Sedona, 11th through 15th of September. We have a lot of things planned. You can set up at Kelly's Inn, nice hotel and big room. You can do your show. That would, trust me, do not tempt me. I would love to have my husband retire and us get a motorhome and just drive around and find spiritual spaces and just have fun. Uptown is nicer than downtown. I've never been uptown New Orleans. I've only ever been in the quarter, right? But so we're going to do New Orleans next year. Good morning, Andrew. We are doing New Orleans next year. And actually, in talking to Liz Caputa, we were talking about the plantation, the myrtle plantation. So that's something I know it's not right in New Orleans, but anyways, but Sedona's this year. Next year is, good morrow, Johnson. And next year, good morning, Meredith. Next year is New Orleans area. And to be quite honest, you guys, I am having the hardest time figuring out how to navigate without the membership. Honestly, like I'm like, okay, we're going to go do this group thing, and I know we're still a group and we're still a community of people, but I'm still not structured. And so I'm working on it. I'm working on it. It's not something you just walk away from and be done with and drop it. It feels like I dropped it like a bomb, but um, I'm still kind of finding my footing on this. That's 6 years of structure, and then now here I am. Um, it's sort of New Orleans sort of scares you. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Cinda. Good morning, Joe Megan. I'm not. It doesn't scare me because I have some really heavy, and we all do, right? We all have heavy protection. We have to engage it. That's the only thing. That's why I don't worry about New Orleans. Um, when I in the was it the 80s? It had to have been in the 80s when the Serpent and the Rainbow come out. That scared me. Okay, I know that's out there. That stuff is out there, but it's not in my world, not in my universe, and I'm not letting it in either. So they keep that voodoo stuff. It's some heavy hitting shit. I don't want it. I don't want it. I want to go here. I want to go up always. Up always. Good morning, everybody. It's so good to see everybody. I miss everybody. We should have barbecue. Want to have barbecue, Jensen? Want to have a cookout? No, not a cookout. Let's just do a bonfire. You notice how that descaled so quickly? Barbecue, cookout. Oh no, just bonfire. The cat's killing me. Okay. Good morning. Up and away. Up and away. We should. We should. The higher we vibrate, the more communication we get. Who feels like they've hit, good morning, Mish, the communication level you want? Let's do it. Let's do it, Jansen. It's almost midnight. Where are you at, Mish? Who has the level of communication, Meredith, absolutely, that they think they can achieve? Who has the level of communication you think you can achieve? It's kind of a trick question. Kind of. Kind of. Coffee. I know, right? Coffee. Working on it. Not at all with divine timing. We can only do a cookout if the boys commit to cooking, yeah. I try not to put a whole lot on Sam. We have to go open. What are you doing? We have to go open the boat this weekend. So that's what we're going to do this weekend. Yeah. Can achieve anything we put our minds to. That's absolutely the correct answer. We are limitless. Our only limitations are self-imposed. So if we're sitting there, we want to do more communication. We want to create more connection. And we want to create more connection. All we really need to do is aim ourselves in that direction and ask. A lot of people don't ask for connection. They just, oh, and this is one of my favorite. I need to do a class. Oh gosh, I need to do a class. My favorite is we get into a meditation, and the first thing people ask is, if you're in a guided meditation, the first thing you ask is generally, if you're new to this, you go, what's a guide? What's their name? What's your name? What's your name? And then they forget to go beyond that and ask for more information. Create a dialogue. Create a friendship with your guides. Good morning, Veronica. Good morning, Inga. Create a friendship with your guides. This is a partnership. You realize that on the other side, they're just waiting for us to do that. So when we go, okay, that's so funny because as I sit into that energy and I just drop down and I'm like, okay, what kind of communication can we do today? I can feel my head start to tip back. Now, what is your problem? You, troublemaker. The cat is being a troublemaker. If I sit too still for too long and I sit into that energy, I start to settle down into transmediumship. And the first indication that I'm going into transmediumship is my head starts tilting back a little bit. And I have to go, not now. Yes, believe in yourself. and you can achieve your goals. Absolutely, absolutely. Shubli, hi, good morning. I'm checking on the cat. Gosh, lucky frustration is a thing on isn't a thing on the other side, right? They just could look at us and go, "Good morning, Mary." Eventually, they'll get it, or they won't. Think of how many guides are unfulfilled on the other side because there's so many muggles that have no idea how connected and in touch we are with the spiritual side, whether you have the consciousness of it or not. And those guides on the other side just going like, "Oh my gosh, I need to get my nails done." No, like they have to something they to fill their time because their people don't understand. And here we are, like reaching up and saying, "I want communication," but we still throw ourselves roadblocks, don't we? And it's okay. It's part of the human experience. Maybe we are their game night game, right? Like betting on us, kind of like, "Hey, you think this one's gonna get it?" No, not tonight. Not tonight. Tony Ann, good afternoon. How are you? Good morning. Hi, I haven't seen you in a while. But isn't that funny? They're like, could be on the other side going, "So how's yours doing?" "Yeah, mine too. Mine too." Gosh, they're thick. I had one, well, no, it's Oz. So when I've done transmediumship, when I first started doing transmediumship, um, gosh, I don't even remember when it happened. I think I was on a live and Oz said something to the effect of, "Wow, this was kind of a pain in the ass kind of thing." And when I come out, because I'm like sitting in the back room listening with the speaker going, and in the back end of it, I'm like, he's talking smack about me. Hubby and I are doing wonderful. Do you believe in generational guides? Um, are you talking? So for clarification, are you talking the same guide works with your grandmother, your great grandmother, and you kind of thing comes to the line? You saw the little boy run down here hall, scared the poop out of you. It'll do it, won't it? It ain't mine. We have a haunted doll in the store, and um, her name is Merida. No, no, it's not. What is her name? Yeah, I think it's Merida. Well, why can't I remember that? Anyways, we have had some weird things happen since she came in. Nothing malicious, just hey, here I am kind of stuff. It's adorable. Kind of. Well, here's the way I look at guide work. I look at guides as being part of our soul circle, right? Some of them are above soul circle. They are the ones that kind of are like, okay, I'm with this energy, with this soul, but I really Maribel. That's it. Did I say Maribel? Not Merida. Maribel. Thank you. Mirabell. Yeah. Um, but a lot of times when we have guides that have had human incarnations, they're part of our soul circle that says, "I'm going to skip this one out and I'm going to come in and I'm going to help you." So I think each time we do a life, we have a reset. That's my belief because we have to have different experiences. And if we have the same guide that's teaching through all these generations, um, I don't think we're learning as much. I think our lessons are secular to us. Like if I'm trying to learn what grandma learned, then I can't put that together in my brain. But it doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just means I can't put it together in my brain. And that's okay. Yeah, you're good, Jansen. You got it. You got it. Uh you believe energy is transferred. See, we all have a different way of looking at things. And you know why? It's because all of our energies are different. Okay, he's done. Uh, it's because all of our energy is different. We don't all vibrate the same. We don't have the same ideas. We don't think the same. And that's the way it's supposed to be. Absolutely. Good morning, Carrie. All right. Can I get a whoop whoop in the room? Kind of sorry. I just kind of rambling. Jansen, we're getting ready to crank it out on some t-shirts. I just ordered 9 dozen. Yes, indeedy. Okay. Moving on. Moving on. Good morning. Good morning. Is my bird meowing? No, that's the peacock in the yard. And he gets too close to the house and he's just loud and obnoxious. Yeah. He's loud and obnoxious. And it's so interesting. I didn't know they made a noise other than that. Did you guys know that? Like when they have their feathers sprayed out like that, they're actually going on the ground and their feathers make this rustling sound like dry leaves. So cool. He gets grumpy when you walk up on him when he's doing that. Okay. Let's go with Mary Crook. Mary Crook. Where are we from Mary Crook? Mary, I want to talk about extraterrestrial origins for you. I want to, and you know, this isn't for everybody, right? Like talking about extraterrestrials sometimes makes people really nervous because we have this ingrained thing through movies and stuff like that that make us go, "Ooh, extraterrestrials!" Like fire in the sky. But you have this really peaceful energy that's just kind of an underlying energy that draws people to you. And that particular energy comes from a long, long, long time of extraterrestrial lifetimes. I want to go into, I'm trying to figure out which lifetime they're trying to show me. They're actually showing a transition between Pleiadian, because they talk about that soft energy that comes with that. Because they're very Pleiadians are like the sexual beings of the extraterrestrial groups. You guys, they're the soft, loving, fluffy, la 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 extraterrestrials. But they also talk about another one, and I'm trying to figure out what it is because I'm not quite sure. I'm familiar. I'm not quite familiar with, I don't know the name of them, but I can describe them to you. They come with they say they come with a higher purpose. They come with a higher energy. They vibrate very, very high. They're very, very, very pale and tall. And they have blue eyes is what I know. They're just giving me these very angular features. And they don't speak. I'm just giving you what I'm given here. I'm giving you their description that as it's being given to me. So they don't actually speak as like we speak. They do more of a vibration or a sound that is transferred. That's just weird. I've never seen these before. That doesn't mean that they're not common knowledge out there. It's just I've not experienced them before. But it's not even like telepathy. It's more like a sound wave that they have evolved beyond speech. So what do we do with this information, right? Like, oh my gosh, I have guinea fowls. They make a noise. Yeah, guineas make noise, don't they? Guineas make a noise. So Mary Crook, this talks about Oz told me during a trance mediumship with you that I had Palladian ties. Maybe that's why I love so hard. It very well could be, Heather. Absolutely. So this comes with um, a lot of throat activity for you, a lot of throat chakra activity, and seeing beyond other people's masks, seeing beyond other people's, and they say deceptions. Good morning, Mystical Thorn. I know there's a bunch of people that popped up and I haven't said hi to yet. It just did this thing. But they talk about listening to other people and understanding their true intentions. And you are really good at figuring it out, even if you don't act on it. So, like, even if you don't act on it, you do know who to trust, who not to trust, who to speak to, and what there's. Hold on a second, I have to go check my cat. I have no idea what just happened. But this cat ain't. Are you all right? Yeah, this cat is not going anywhere. She's like right here by my side. I don't know what. It sounded like she fell down the steps. You okay? Don't bite me. Good morning, everybody. Sorry, I had to go check and see that the cat was okay. I didn't even know what could have made that noise. Weird. It sounded like she fell down the steps, but she didn't go up the steps. Anyways, she's too fat. She weighs 19 pounds. What are you doing with her? Her and I can be. I don't know. Anyways, okay, onward. So I'm also supposed to tell you, Mary, to trust yourself a little bit more. Give yourself some more credit when it comes to your own gut intuition on that. I think you kind of draw back from you trusting yourself on some things. So it's time to start stepping into that. You okay? That tail's just a twitching, isn't it? Something scared her. No, it sounded like she was stuck in a huge box, is what it sounded like. Like she was stuck in a box. There's no box out there for her to get stuck in. But it's what it sounded like. It's weird. Very weird. Okay, moving on. Can I get a whoop whoop in the room? Hi, everybody. Hi, B. Haven't seen you in a long time. Good morning. Good morning. So we, as it says at the bottom, we are going to Sedona in September. We're going to have some fun. We did some, Saturday is going to be kind of a free day because I have people expressing that they want to go to the Grand Canyon. So that's a whole day trip to the Grand Canyon from where we're staying. So we're just trying to keep it open so people can go do some of the things they want to do as well. But we are going to go out to the vortexes. We're going to go spin around Sedona, hit the crystal shops. We're going to have CE5 meditation. We're going to do, I have to decide how weird I'm going to look taking my drum on a plane or if I'm going to drive, stuff like that. But we're going to do transmediumship. Yeah, lots of stuff. I wish I was in Australia too, although I've seen your spiders. Yeah, you can't hide those spiders. Social media talks about them. And we've also decided that pretty much anything in Australia, other than the people, want to eat you. Even your kangaroos look pissed. It's true. You know it. We've seen videos of that too. They're all cute when they're little, and then they get this look to them, and I'm like, What are you giving them, steroids? They're some vicious looking things. Okay, moving on. Okay, here we go. Oh gosh. Good morning. Okay, let's go with Nicole Byers. Nicole Byers. Ooh, I get to pull out the tarot for you. Yes, I do. This one. This one's. Okay. It does. Sam wants to go badly. He wants to go to Cooper Pedy. You hardly ever see him. Hardly ever is too much, by the way. Yeah, Sam would love to do the whole opal thing. I'm like, that looks like a lot underground to me. No thanks. Okay. Okay. Nicole Byers. Let's see. Ooh, what are you doing? What are you doing? You'd love to go there too. It is actually a bucket list thing. We do want to go to Australia this year. We're doing Egypt. So we do Egypt between. There's still spaces available on the Egypt trip as well. And I can set you in the trip in the right direction, you guys, if you're interested in Egypt. That is between November 20th and we come back because we're taking the extra extension to Petra and Jordan. We come back December 5th. I'm so excited. I'm just like, we're cruising down the Nile. We're so bougie. Who does this? Sounds like a movie. I'm so excited. But we really truly believe that life is about the experiences and travel is incredibly important. Probably could have bought a whole RV for what we're paying for this trip, but whatever. Okay, it's going to be worth it. Nicole, not living up to your potential. You need to Okay. Because the first thing I hear for you is moving on up. Like moving on up to the sky. Okay. Yeah. Nobody, by the way, got the earlier video song reference. What was it? Oh, bright and shiny. Now there's probably somebody on here that'll understand the reference, like bright and shiny. Okay. Nicole, I don't think you're stifling yourself. You're overthinking everything that is important. Andrew, Andrew, it is so true about the kangaroo, and everything else wants to eat. Wants to eat it. It's okay. It's not that bad. It's really not that bad. Uh, we've seen like the whole nests of like where the spiders. Okay, moving on up. Yes, moving on up. You have to get out of your own damn way, though, Nicole. Get out of your own way. I'm sorry, but you just gotta. You're letting too much emotion get into your money. I'm sorry. This is what they're saying. You're letting your emotions block you from bringing in more income because you're overthinking things. If you give yourself the grace to allow yourself to expand, I know that's stuck in your head now. So my job here is done. Then you're going to find that you have a lot of things going in your direction. You are your own worst enemy. Sorry. You're your own worst enemy, and it is stopping you from making a good amount of money. I never talk about money on here, you guys. I don't talk about love relationships. I don't talk about money because you know what? That's not the kind of intuitive I am. I am not a fortune teller. I am here to tell you how to move forward for yourself. Mary Crook, rewatch the video because I read for you early. I read for you early. Absolutely. So, Nicole, get out of your own way. Follow your gut. Follow your gut. Trust your intuition. This is the thing today, right? This is the thing today. Trust your gut, you guys. Step into your intuition. You and your skirt, sweater, and scarf that used to be on the upper right corner just popped into my head. That was, and you know, I love that graphic. I love that graphic. That represents a time of me really stepping into my intuition and going, oh, I have to trust that. I have to trust that. Okay. How do I get out of my own way? Nope. Bright and shiny day is the Brady Brunch. How do you get out of your own way? I know there's a squirrel every morning. What do you mean, Amy Bradley? 10 of Cups, they're saying. You have to start living your life to the fullest. And I hear yes, man. You have to say yes to more things in life. You have to be willing to put yourself out there a little bit to allow the flow to start. Because here's the thing, if you are energetically like right here, like, I got to take care of this right here, right now, and you're not allowing yeses and nos and ups and downs and all the things that make life exciting to flow through, then this is where you're going to stay, right? So just start looking into what makes you happy. What makes you happy? Do that. And then all of the things start to come in. Marisol, good morning. Yes, let go of the control and fear. Let the things come in because it's so important. Just say yes. Amy's like, yes. You was just told this recently. Validation, right, Amy? We have to say yes to more. And in this time of upheaval all over the world, right? We want to hold things tight. But guess what? If everybody holds things tight, nobody grows. Nobody grows. Your crystals make you happy. Maybe start working with your crystals. Do you get messages from your crystals? It's a different way to read, actually. Mr. Fry, you actually have trouble saying no. Well, then make that your thing. You have to have a good balance. You have to have a good balance. Sam reads with cards and he does mediumship and he does, various kinds of reading. But my favorite kinds of readings that Sam does is crystal. He crystal reads. And when we go to expos and do it, he will go over the tumbles table and pick tumbles for people. Make a pendulum for people. And he will pick crystals for them, and they sit down for the reading, and they get to take the tumbles with them, but he tells them why they chose that. He chose that for them. Why they needed it. It's really cool. You're labradorite and you converse all the time. I can see that, Renee. Yeah, his crystal readings are pretty cool. They really are. Okay, can I get a whoop whoop in the room? We can't blame him. The peacock's just trying to get laid. That's all he's trying to do. He's calling the girls. Sorry. PG-13. Okay. He's just trying to get out there and say yes to some things. I'm sorry. You're talking to some fire quartz at the moment. I love fire quartz. He's calling the girls. Yes, he is. Okay. He's got this peacock energy going. Okay, moving on. Yeah, peacocks growing up. These peacocks gave my brother a real hard time. Like, they attacked everybody at the marina. And, yeah, come here, peahens. And here they're like really well behaved. You're very welcome, Nicole. They're very well behaved. Like, I can walk next to him in the barn and he's just like, whatever. I've got peacock things to do. So I'm glad he behaves. Because my brother was like, he's going to attack you. I'm like, only once or twice. I attack back. I don't take that. His life's too short to have mean animals. I'm not going to hurt him. But he's going to know that I'm not pleased. Then come back too excited to like new cars, the old peacock. I know, I am so quiet down. Okay, let us go with, let us see, Amy Bradley. Amy Bradley. Weird. I mean, not weird, but they had me pull differently is the only weird thing. I went to pull and they were like, wait, do it this way. Okay, so they're talking about, tell that to our rooster Zen. Yeah, no, roosters are like the devil. I walk by roosters very gingerly. We have 3 here, and I've been attacked by them before, and we had a stern talking because we have grandkids here, here, and no, they take a freezer vacation if they do that too much. Not playing. I'm just not playing. And have you ever seen the damage a rooster can do? It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Those, no, I don't play. No. Amy's like, wait, what, me? Okay. I'm going to tell you some things, Amy, that, I mean, they're talking about letting go of some things. Like, some of the ties that bind you, some of the things that, I don't know how to explain this. They're like they rest behind your eyes. Like, you've seen it and it irritated you, and it's time to let some things go. Quit revolving in some things that had settled into your heart. And it's also kind of like a cord. I don't know if you're aware of a cord that you have that holds you in a pattern. And it's, you know what, you guys, even as very, very spiritual people, we still need insight to be able to see some of the things that, because we have a hard time actually noticing them on ourselves. because that's the way it's supposed to be, right? But they're talking about you're looking towards all these wonderful things that you want to do and you want to achieve, and you're out there and you're passionate about them, and you're stepping forward. And sometimes it just feels like this is old pattern revolving here. No matter how much you want to move forward, there's always this old pattern revolving here, right? So they say it's time to start cutting some cords. It's time to start letting go of some stuff, and start thinking about how those patterns establish themselves in your energetic field. Like, I mean, and this is just things they're giving me, like, is there an anger issue? Is there a resentment? Is there a feeling? It's time to start evaluating where it came from and make peace with all the things that feel, and they're talking about not just in the moment, it's a lifetime thing. It's like, how have these things settled in, and they become more of a pattern than you even realized. So it's time to start letting some things go, because some of the things that you have divinely gifted to you, divinely given to you, are going to expand when you do this. Okay. Mariah K, good morning. Mariah. Yeah, Mariah K. Sorry, squirrel. Um, and then when that happens, that's when everything's going to feel as if it's leveling out in life. Like, now I'm making traction. Now I'm figuring out what has been the one thing that's been holding me back a little bit more than I want it to be. Because here's the thing, I don't even think you understand what it is. I don't think you understand what it is. But it's there. But it's there. Kind of holding you back, kind of thing. Let's just put one more. And I shall do so promptly. Okay, I was watching Bridgerton. I just watched the last one, and they said there's a new season coming. I'm like, let's get on this. Because I'm watching it, and Sam's like, what are we watching? The things that you have in your energetic field have disempowered you. They've disempowered you. Time to breathe some fresh air, they say. Time to breathe in some fresh air. All right, hope that's helpful. Totally resonates. Good. I mean, not really great, but I mean, good. Yeah, that it resonates. All right, moving on. Can I get a whoop whoop in the room, y'all? It's so pretty green outside. I'm excited about that. I get to mow the lawn, but it's outside time. Right? And I need to kill weeds before they get out of hand. Oof. I have lag on this platform, so when I do get comments, they come in like 20 at a time. Let's go with... Oh, I'm hungry. I can talk about the most weird things. Like, does anybody else have a problem with multivitamins? Do multivitamins give you a stomach ache? The weirdest things. Just things that just shoo, right across my brain. Let's go with Iron Fire Horse. Iron Fire Horse, I think you need to be expanding what you're doing. Like, talking more, opening your crown chakra more. And I think we've gone over this before. I think we've talked about what you do before. But if you're not an energetic healer, why? Because you're a natural healer. And you have like this great cheering squad. Zinc on vitamins and an empty stomach is the worst. Multivitamins in general, not just give me a stomach ache, but will make me violently ill if I do not eat and I take them. Yeah, violently ill. Like in the barn, dry heaving, ridiculous. So I quit taking any kind of vitamins for the longest time, and I'm taking Centrum Silver because okay, I'm sorry. I was monologuing. Look, it worked. Can't they make me sick? It's probably the iron. Yeah, I have to eat when I like it, even if it's just like a piece of celery. I have to put something on my stomach. Okay. You was a born healer, so you have new things. Yeah. So you have some new things coming in, and actually, it's a new guide coming in. So if you become interested in a new form of or a new modality of healing or something that feels expansive for you, I only do very sick children. Bring in whatever it is that you have coming in, because you have a guide that's standing there poised, waiting, ready to take your healings to a new level of like crawling in there like a tick and helping undo genetic code types of things or something really ingrained in the cell. Something really ingrained in the cell. They're like, you're gonna, and it may not have a name, right? I do a couple different healing modalities. They don't have a, they have a name I gave them because they were given to me by guides. So be open to the guides giving you information on how to dig deep on healing sessions and just free up material. I meditate to it, ask about it, go to sleep and ask about it, because they're like, oh God, that's the weirdest feeling. Hold on. Um, ask your guides, because there's like something and they show you taking a twisted piece of information and go, and it just expands and explodes. So they're really 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 into you talking to your guides about that and doing it maybe dream time. Yeah, because as soon as I started talking about doing it at night, my head just went, you know. Oh. So maybe do that at nighttime and journal. I when I first started doing this, I asked my guides to wake me up. This is stupid as shit. Wake me up if you give me some information so I can journal it. So I was sleepless for a while, like months, until somebody said, "What are you doing?" Because I made myself incredibly grouchy because they were waking me up all the time and I was dream journaling all the time. You know, you can ask them for the information for just when you go to wake up and make it very clear so that when you wake up, you write things down and do it in that time. Yeah, hope that's helpful. Like new levels, absolutely. Okay, I take vitamins every other day with food. If I had to do it every other day, Shubli, honestly, my brain would go, I have to do it daily or I'm gone. Totally just off I go. It's ridiculous. This brain. I'm about to start journaling. I have 10 pretty books. I can get a pen and paper so far though. You know what? And I really think that's important. It's first of all, breaking the cherry by writing the first line, right? But having some pretty journal to write in, because you know where your 10 journals are. But if you had 10 notebooks, you would not know where they are, right? Just regular little notebooks. So have something pretty. It makes things easier. It makes it feel more concrete, something like that. Anyhow, I believe that. I really do. As I sit here with my very, very pretty purple leather journal. Mhm. Because if I had to tell you, I only know where one other journal is. But if I had to tell you where all of my journals are, they're gone because they were just notebooks. And I took made the investment in myself to buy a pretty journal. Journaling is incredibly important. Who journals, you guys? Does anybody in here journal? Like, good morning, Donna Marie. Who on here journals? Because it's really important. It's like the nod. Like I'm ready to do the physical work and even if it's just putting pen to paper, I'm ready to do the physical work to create the representation that I'm ready to work with my guides. And then they go, oh, look, it's not just a thought now. It's not just a thought. It's an action. Because we have to have action to create change, right? Look, good people. A lot of people do. Yeah. Good. Good. That's awesome. Journal faithfully. Yeah. It's important. It's important. It's just one of those things that we do in our spiritual journey. And a lot of times we fall away from it because we go, I don't need to do that anymore. I have connection. I don't need to do it anymore. But sometimes, now, for those of you that journal, who has journaled before and all of a sudden found that you didn't intend to write that, but it's on the paper? Anybody? Anybody? You didn't intend to write it, but damn, it was insightful and it's on the paper. You go, wow, look at that. That is spirit communication. That is, oh, for crying out loud. What is it called? It's called, what's it called? I know this. I know the answer. I teach, but damn it. Spirit writing. We're just gonna call it spirit writing. Automatic writing. Alyssa, thank you. I knew there was a word. There was a word. Donna has it too. Automatic writing. But it comes out that way. And a lot of people automatic write and they don't realize it. So how cool is that? By the way, think of the authors that books just flow out them. They just flow. Wow, work of art. Well, we think that came from maybe, I don't know, the Akashic Halls. Mary, do you have we call this the squirrel brain. This is a squirrel. And all of a sudden we're off on something else. That's how you first started channeling. Yeah, it's amazing because then all of a sudden more and more starts to come through and more messages, more and more information, more and more emotion. Holy cow, my head feels like it's going to just float off my body today. This is the second time I've had this drift away feeling. And I get this when I'm, so since we closed the membership and I have a lot more free time and I'm out enjoying myself a little bit more, I've created more flow for myself. And when I'm reading like this and I'm really in my space, my head starts to feel like it's going to float off. Now that's when I know I'm going to start just channeling. And I'm like, no, there's no permission for that. So not right now, but it's amazing. But that starts with our easy ways to get communication. And the first and foremost is meditation and writing. So if you want to create more communication, that's a great way to start. Here we go. One of these mornings coming up, I'll just one of these mornings coming up. Look, I got my cards. I'll just channel. We'll just channel, and it'll be fun. And I'll just let it go. I'm not ready for that yet, though. I'm not. I'm working on it every day and every week. Okay, moving on. Can I get a whoop whoop in the room? Yeah, my brain's a little flighty. Mary, I used to think of this as a disadvantage. I really struggled with the fact that my brain went like a ping pong ball. And what I understand now is that that is part of my brain. It's just how my brain works and functions. Because when I'm in connection and communication, I will not remember who I spoke to, who I gave a reading for, what information was involved, any of that. I will not remember tomorrow. I will not remember 10 minutes after I get offline. And that's because our brains are not geared to keep all this information. Spirit information is supposed to flow through. It's called ADHD. I am not going to argue with you there either. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I don't want to remember everybody else's stuff. And it was so funny. When I first moved down to Texas to help my dad, I don't know what he thought I did. I had no idea what he thought I did, but he's like, okay, I have a rule. It was so funny. He goes, you're not allowed to read my mind. There's too many things in here you don't need to know. And I'm like, the hell do you think I do? But even if I did, if I was able to do that, I wouldn't remember 5 minutes later anyway. So, anyways. Oh, I love this. Andrew says, yes, I do have a diary. It's always good to look back in a couple of weeks and know what you were thinking at the time. Absolutely. And I think just the act of writing things down helps us remember the stuff that we want to remember, right? The things that we want to be able to go back and review. Good morning. Yes, I used to look at it as I was just a flake. And I will call myself a flake. I have no problem with that. But I look at it as an intuitive. We're all intuitives. And some things we just have to let go of. It's not ours. And this is true. This is a true story. Um, I lived with my best friend Shannon for about a year and a half when I was 13, 14 years old, from what I'm told. I don't remember it at all. Our house burnt down when I was roughly that age. And I didn't know I lived with them until she told me. And she said something one day, and I'm like, I never lived with you. What the hell are you talking about? And she was like, are you kidding me? And I have totally just forgotten most of my childhood. If it didn't serve me enough, if and I this is also kind of the way I think of it. If it's going to build a resentment, I try to let things go. I don't need that in my life, and I can be pissed. I mean it, like really seriously pissed. And then a week later, I'm like, hey, whatever. What am I going to do? Hold on to that? You know. You know what? Lovely. What a lovely day. I guess it was okay. I do. It was a big, beautiful home and all of those things, but I I could not look back on my childhood and try to pull up things that I would want to change too much. There's a couple things I might change that linger. Like they might, and this is not oh, poor Lisa. This is not it. Okay. But these are things that stick with us, right? My family never called me by my name. This I remember. My family never called me by my name. They always called me Pudge. I can look back on my pictures and see myself in a 10, 12 and riding my horses and be like, what the hell? What the hell? But that sticks with me. So maybe I hold on to that one a little bit. And it was all about weight. Like I hated my grandma to come over because it was always your weight, that kind of thing. But those were things that I carried in my heart because I wanted to be what everybody thought was perfection, right? What their level of perfection was. And not, I wasn't living because I didn't know at that time that I should be living to my own perfection. Nobody told me that. Like, live your life, be happy with you. I judged myself on their judgment. And that's why I'm very firm on do not judge yourself based on what other people think of you. Be your level of perfection. And my family knows that about me. Like, this is a problem. Oh my God. Iron Firehorse says, my family didn't even know my proper birthday. I celebrated on the wrong day until I was 12. It's okay, Dana. Thank you, though. It's okay. Because, okay, honestly, I still struggle with it. Okay, honestly, I'll throw that to the mat. I still struggle with it because this is so stupid, right? You need to lose weight, but eat everything on your plate. There's children starving in Japan or China or wherever it was at the time that my grandma liked to tote out there. But lose weight, but eat everything. What the hell? And everything was pre-cooked. My mom didn't cook very much. So here you are as a kid trying to and I was outside constantly. And this is the 80s. Okay, I'm Gen X. But everything was also shoved at you. So I mean there was no balance. No balance. And so today I struggle to find balance. But most of my childhood I just kind of trip through. But that is the one thing that sticks. Isn't that sad? Just my family. And see, here's the thing, Shibli, I don't think of it as them treating me bad. I think of it as maybe they were concerned about my health. I don't know. I didn't look bad. I don't think I looked bad at that time. Um, but no, they don't treat me bad at all. They don't treat me bad. Uh, it, Adrena couldn't make it. She's with a client. Absolutely. Hi, Samantha. Um, Go Gen X, right? Oh my God, the things that I got into when I was a kid. Holy crap. Kids nowadays would be like, whatever. um, oh my gosh. Found out going through immigration and I was saying, these people kidnapped me. Hello. When my mom said the wrong day for my birthday, they took it serious. Oh my gosh. But no, my family, I have no problems with my family. Actually, I don't. I don't have any problems with them. They learned what they learned because I absolutely know it came from my grandmother was Depression era, you know. I love you too, Sandra. My grandma was Depression era. And we have some really amazing stories in our family. Really, really like mob, amazing stories in our family that my grandmother went through some stuff, some real Al Capone shit, like real Al Capone stuff. And so her life was forged, and we're going to go and I guess we're going to talk about how generations affect each other, right? Her life was forged on her experiences, and she lived a very, very hard life, and they scraped for everything. And my mom is a reflection of that because she went the opposite way. My mom's a wild child and almost 80. She's you guys. Her and I are not the same. But so we have all these learnings that happen through families, and she was just a reflection of that. I'm so glad, Carol, as well. I'm glad we didn't have phones and video because holy shit. Penny says I had sexual abuse when I was young, so my guides would take me other places. Lived afraid a lot. The mother would push religion on me, so I don't remember much. And that, you know what, Penny, uh, that is a sad reality for a greater share of women than speak of it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right? So you are not alone. You're not alone. I didn't have the religion aspect of it. My aunt was very religious, and she would push, but that was my choice. If I wanted to go spend time with my cousins, I knew that I was going to be at the other end of that, so that was a choice. But and I love my cousins very much. I'm so glad there were no recordings. Holy crap, man! The things, the cornfield parties, and the my mom would have had a heart attack if she saw me ride my horse through the trails like I did. I would have a heart attack. Go-karts and mini bikes and whew, so we're so happy. No, honestly, we're very happy, aren't we, that we don't have recordings. But sometimes I have to say this. So I have to say this because it was brought up, like, do they treat me fine now? Sometimes we have to look at people that did wrong and understand they had no idea that they were doing so. Right? They might have had no idea that they were doing so. And if they did, if they knew they were doing wrong, but the field parties were great. But I mean, if they knew they were doing wrong, that's their karma. We can just do what we can do to let go of the things. And this is me saying as I still clean my plate. I almost died so many times. Heather, but we can do what we can do to let go and not create the new trauma drama, right? I am very conscious of what bush parties, all right? What my kids, or Glenn and Ashley, say to the kids. Now they may not realize I'm very, very attentive to it, but I will be damned, and I mean this. If I have to take my 30-some-year-old child to the side and say, if you say that to my granddaughter again or my grandson, that I will terminate you, I have no problem doing that. And he knows it. And he'll be scared. He'll be scared. Hey, Marty. Because he would know I'm serious, because I do not say anything about the way they raise their children. It's not my job. My job is to give them ponies. And oh my gosh, we have this unicorn tapestry in the store. And I was holding Adeline in the store yesterday and she hadn't seen it yet. And she looked over, and because I give her unicorn stuff all the time, she looked over, she's like, now mind you, she's less than 2, and she's like, Grandma, get you a unicorn. So Clem, when he heals up, he has a unicorn horn. You know I'm doing that. Absolutely. I made him a unicorn horn out of, anyways, I made him a unicorn horn. But whatever. But let's be part of a healing session. Let's be part of a generational healing rather than a generational curse. Let's be mindful of the things that we pass on. And I'm not saying that everybody needs, I'm not somebody that runs around with my feelings hurt all the time, because I don't remember when usually somebody has slighted me. And by the way, if somebody slights me to my face, I probably didn't pay attention anyways. I just don't overthink it. I just go, okay, whatever. You don't like me, I don't like you, whatever. Anyhow, I don't know how we got talking about this, but there we are. Be part of your own healing. I believe healing yourself heals your ancestral line, right? Because we're stopping a pattern. We're stopping a pattern which has a reverberating effect through everything. Songs are cool on the mini record. Songs are cool on the mini record. The mini record. I agree. Okay. Kelly says, always love and love yourself, and a negative thought comes. Right, absolutely. Do your kids have developed abilities that you and Sam have? Honest to goodness, Glenn is why we are where we are. Glenn is where we are, why we are. Freaking bird. When he was 10 years old, he wanted, Ghost Hunters came out, and he wanted ghost hunting equipment. And by the way, if you're local to us, we're starting tomorrow night at 6:30. We're having our very first Northwest Ohio Paranormal Investigators meeting. We have all the equipment. We just don't do it. So him and I would go out and we would do ghost hunting. That's how we started. And him and I noticed that we had a knack for putting the camera and the recorders in the correct place all the time. And not just like little information. We got full body apparitions right out the gate. So it was really cool. But Glenn doesn't do it anymore. He got scared. He was in the bathroom at my mother-in-law's house one day, and he stood up in the bathroom, and behind him, my heat just came on. That's not good. Behind him, he saw an old woman, and it scared him. And she was just in the mirror. And he come out the bathroom. He refused to go into we had to go home. Yeah, it's the peacock. We had to go home to go to the bathroom for months. He would refuse to go in my mother-in-law's bathroom. And he described her mom. So it was his great grandma. And from then on, no, he wouldn't do anything anymore. But they used to see things all the time. And it was really cool. And we didn't poo-poo it. We just said, well, okay, describe it to us. Tell us about it. Don't be afraid of it. Just talk about it. And that made him back away. That did. And Richard is Richard. If he got into it, I think he would excel at it, especially as a healer. But he has to decide. I can't make him. That's not what we do. Hi, Diana. We've always let them make their own decisions. So. All right, everybody. I have to get ready for work. So I hope everybody has, as I'm just jabbered away this morning. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. I'm glad we got missed by the storms, but I have to check with Laura and make sure she's okay, because she was in the way of some storm just the other day. yesterday, the day before. So everybody, find light, find love, find joy, feel divine because you are. If you haven't liked or followed our page, please do so. So you know when we're live. And may the light be with you always. So I will talk to you guys later. And bye. All right, guys.